So our relationship with Newcastle University started probably in about mid-2000s. So we've been working with them for a while, initially on the basis of a few sort of academic relationships around specific projects, but that's now grown into a much more strategic relationship covering a number of areas such as environmental engineering, data science, working with the business school, and increasingly with schools such as health and agriculture. So really broadening our reach across the organisation and tackling more and more challenges that we face as a business. The facility was originally designed to support the NUFEB project, Newcastle University Frontiers in Engineering Biology. And this was really an attempt to describe at a detailed level how biological systems work. And we chose wastewater biology. Obviously, we have an interest in wastewater biology because that's what underpins our treatment processes. And trying to combine that sort of really fundamental understanding with a practical industrial application. And the reason for doing this is because biological processing, and particularly in wastewater, have changed very slowly over the years. Really changed very little for the last 100 years. And partly the reason for that is because it's very expensive to design and test new processes. So the idea of BWise was to build models that could run on a computer to describe how those biological processes work and to be able to predict performance of new processes or to be able to refine and improve the processes we already use without having that sort of risky and expensive element of having to build them and test them for real. So that's really why we built BWise with Newcastle, and it's grown from there. So we've now introduced more process units of different processes, again fairly familiar processes, although we're now starting to expand the range of those processes beyond what we use already in operations. And the idea is to give researchers a platform to be able to experiment, develop their models, develop their theories and test them with real wastewater. And that's really the key about BWise. It's real wastewater. Wastewater is very complex and difficult to simulate. So there's really nothing to compare to working with the real stuff. And hopefully that's what Newcastle are getting out of it. So it's really interesting to have a facility like this at a real wastewater treatment works for a couple of reasons. It connects our operational teams and people across the business with the research and with our academic partners, and that's great. Getting more people involved, engaged with the research, sort of anticipating what's going to happen next, what's going to come out of that research, and getting excited about it. And certainly we've had brilliant support from our operational colleagues to develop the site, and they're now quite familiar with the site and are able to sort of conduct tours around the site and explain what's going on and explain why it's there and the sort of the research that's being carried out. It also has now formed part of our corporate induction process. So when we bring people into the business, we obviously like to explain not just the area of the business that they're going to be working in, but the wider context, the other things going on across the business. And Burley is one of those sites that we take everyone to who starts with the business. And in the same way, we bring our stakeholders to see Berkeley. Obviously, we see ourselves as being a key part of the community. We most of our people live and work in the communities we serve, and the guys at Berkeley are no different. And having that facility as part of the community is a touch point. It's somewhere we can bring local stakeholders, people who are involved at a national level, from government, from regulators, and again explain what we're doing to push the level of knowledge across the industry forward, and develop new techniques that we can apply for the benefit of our customers and our local environment, but others will be able to apply as well for the greater good.